at the moment. No, it's coming in. No, it's back up now, so it's fine.
See the last bit and then gone. I guess if you're used to it, you know what the traffic's going to be like. You're in your car now, ready to go now. That's finished.
What's very visible there is the platform of both aircraft. You can see the very, very wide, very large area wing of axial flow Rolls-Royce Avon. 13th of May 1949. The Canberra was a great export success, sold to more than 15 countries, including Australia, Argentina, Chile, Ecuador, Ethiopia, France, India, New Zealand, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Somalia, Sweden, Switzerland and Zimbabwe. The last Hunters in actual service were operated by the Swiss Air Force. As a safeguard against possible shortages of the Rolls-Royce Avon engine, a version was built with the Armstrong-Siddeley Sapphire engine, and the prototype of that, the prototype Mark III, was re-engined with a reheated Sapphire engine, and on the 7th of September 1953 it took the world airspeed record off Littlehampton, being flown again by the rather lovely Neville Dew. He was a nice man, I liked him. Early fighter aircraft, fighter versions of the Hunter had problems with ingestion of exhaust gases from the guns, which caused the engines to stall, which is not really what you want. That was solved, but one of the problems was the spent cartridge cases used to rattle underneath and damage the underside of the fuselage. So two bulbous containers were fitted under the nose on the fighter versions, which became known as Sabrinas, and they were there to catch the cartridges. This is a two-seat version. Unusually for a two-seat version. Hunters did see action in the India-Pakistan War, and several claims were made by Hunters against Pakistani MiG-21s.
Everything?
Canberra's had. The last Canberras were retired from the RAF in June 2006, 57 years after its first flight. Now, to put that into perspective, that's the equivalent of the RAF still using the Sopwith Camel in 1974. In service, it had the bomber version had a maximum speed of 470 knots and a standard service ceiling of 48,000 feet. And it was able to carry up to 3.6 tons, that's 7,900 pounds of payload.
But then there's evening.
Then it just says evening and
The long range was also shown in 1953 when Canberra took part in an air race from London to Christchurch in New Zealand. It got there in 23 hours 51 minutes. That aircraft is now in the back of the RAF Museum at Hendon, and that record has never been broken.
Didn't get to go to Whitley's.
No.
So we're now becoming past with flaps down, undercarriage down, bomb doors open, and apparently flare chutes also open. So this is one that you really need to get your cameras ready for.
Walk up to the car with you. Help me with the stuff. I don't mind.
Now obviously we mentioned the bomber versions of the photo reconnaissance. It was actually built in 27 versions and equipped 35 RAF squadrons.
You're right, it's back
This is the PR9 version, as I said. There was an earlier PR Mark III, which was the first photo reconnaissance aircraft ever specifically designed for the Royal Air Force, rather than being something that was cobbled together from an old Spitfire or something.